Thank you very much. Thank you. Let's give Gary a round of applause for a wonderful introduction. And I was here this afternoon. I came over to hear Dr. Wayne Dyer, the father of motivation. Give him a tremendous round of applause for his captivating presentation. I tell you, it's a humbling experience, and you never want to come after a speaker like Wayne Dyer, and my very good friend, who has been one of my mentors, Wayne Dyer, and Jim Rowan, who's going to be speaking tomorrow. Make sure you hear him. The two of them have had just incredible influence on me, on my life, their materials, their message, and the example as icons in this industry of motivation. I'd like for you to answer a question for me. How many of you have major goals you'd like to achieve? Raise your hands, please. Very good. Like to ask that question because as coaches, as individuals who are committed to helping people to change their lives, we must be the message that we bring. Would you agree? Very good. Okay. So we can't tell people that they ought to have goals if we don't have them ourselves. Am I right? Very good. And the other thing is that we challenge people, would you agree with that, to raise the bar on themselves, because we believe that they can do more than what they've done thus far. Am I correct? How many of you know that if you had your life to live over again, you can do more than what you've done thus far? Raise your hands, please. Very good. Thank you for sharing that and for your honesty. Well, we're going to share some thoughts and ideas with you, but before I get into my message, I'd like to invite someone up to join me. Part of what I do, I'm known as a speaker, but my giftedness is in the area of speech coaching. I'm a speech coach. And so I brought one of my mentees with me. I have 23 students that I'm working with over the next 6 months to a year, and she lives in California and is here to be a part of the presentation. So I want you to give a round of applause to Denise Young. You'll be seeing her as part of our presentation this evening. Denise Young is a CPA and also she's a real estate developer, and she has been involved in speaking for a few months. One of the things that I do with speakers, we coach them not just over the telephone, but they travel with me at different times when their schedules permit, and we do coaching in person with them. And it's very interesting to see their growth and development. And you will get a chance to check her out, because one of the things that you see is that when they don't do right, you can get them right then. And so I'm going to see how well she does this time, because the other day she didn't do too well. Yes, indeed. Oh, I'm a tough coach. I need to tell you, you can't be thin-skinned coming up in here. Oh, no, she knows. So she said, can I come up again? I said, first of all, recognize Jerry Shockey, because I believe that he's a visionary, I believe that he's a leader, and I believe that he's ahead of his time. A man who sees the value of bringing people together to increase their skill level, their knowledge, their abilities, their talents, to increase their capacity to serve. His commitment to help those who are serious and who care enough about their craft and care enough about the people that they're going to work with to continue to be involved in an ongoing coaching process themselves, because of the fact that they know that you can never, ever learn too much. In fact, this is the information age, but what it is that makes your role so important and this convention so important, that your success or failure in life is determined by the age of your information. That has to sink in for a moment. Einstein said, the thinking that has brought me this far has created some problems that this thinking can't solve. How many of you know coaches who should be at this convention? Raise your hands, please. Now, let me tell you why they're not here. Because they don't know that they don't know, and they think they know. See, when you don't know that you don't know and you think you know, then you don't believe that there's anything that anybody can share with you. But I'm very, very excited about the commitment that GSI has made to engage coaches in an ongoing learning process. Why? Because this is the era that Peter Drucker calls the era of the 3 C's: accelerated change, overwhelming complexity, and tremendous competition. You have to really run just to stand still today. So let's give another round of applause to Jerry Shockey for his commitment and your commitment to invest in yourself. What did I say? I said Gary? I said Jerry? Like Jerry Lewis? No, Gary. Gary Shockey. No. All right, listen. Now let me share with you why your role is so important, ladies and gentlemen. This is a brand new day. Things are changing rapidly. By the year 2005, 67% of the jobs in this country will be permanent part-time jobs with no health benefits. This is the age of what Ralph Waldo Emerson called the age of self-reliance, where people need to have coaching and assistance to help them get to the next level. There are many people that are feeling powerless, that are feeling stuck, and are frightened. Last year, over 2,000 people lost their jobs. This is a time unlike any other time in our country. Starting off a new century, post 9/11, there are periods in life. I remember seeing a movie with Denzel Washington. He said there are periods in life when it appears that time literally stands still. There's before this, and after this, and after this, nothing will ever be the same again. And we know that on the day when we saw the tragedy of 9/11, I want you to know you have the power to do that. Now shake someone's hand on your right and left, look them in the eyes and say goodbye. Do that quickly, please. Just say goodbye. Very good. Now, the reason I had you to do that, in fact, I did that before one audience, and a newly married couple said, hey, we just got married. Oliver Wendell Holmes said that once a man's or woman's mind has been expanded with an idea or concept, it can never be satisfied to going back to where it was. And as coaches, as facilitators, as agents of change in helping people to view their lives with new eyes, that because of their relationship with you, because of the curriculum that you're going to be, that our lives would never be the same again. So not only people are fearful about the lack of job security, there's a fear of national security, there's a fear and concern for our children's security, there's concern about our health. In the last century, 1 out of 37 Americans could expect to have cancer in their lifetime. In this century, 1 out of every 2. Exposed to the training, the certification of becoming master coaches. Because of your commitment and the standards that you've held yourself to, and receiving the kind of education and certification that Gary has designed, that the people that you come in contact with will never be the same again. They'll be born of a new state of consciousness, a new level of awareness. So I want to ask you to think about some major goals that will really challenge you right now. Something that gives your life a sense of meaning, a sense of value. Might be a personal goal or professional goal or some social commitment you'd like to make with your life. Horace Mann said we should be ashamed to die until we've made some major contribution to humankind. My first major goal was to buy my mother a home. That was important to me. I was born in an abandoned building on a floor with a twin brother in a poor section of Miami, Florida called Liberty City. We were 6 weeks of age. We were adopted. When I was in the 5th grade, I was identified as EMR, labeled educable mentally retarded, put back from the 5th grade into the 4th grade. Failed again when I was in the 8th grade. I don't have any college training, but because of my mama, and I feel like Abraham Lincoln, who said, all that I am and all that I ever hope to be, I owe to my mother. My goal was to take care of my mother. And I did that. My goal was to buy a home for my mother. I bought her 4 homes altogether before she passed at 28, passed at 88. Now, at this stage of my life, my goals have changed. Mama died 7 years ago. When I was a kid, my goal was not only just to take care of Mama and to buy her a home, my goal was to buy food for our family, because we ate the leftover food from the families that Mama cooked for on Miami Beach. As a kid, my goal was to buy clothes for my brothers and sisters, because we wore the hand-me-down clothes of the children that Mama kept. As a kid, I fantasized and dreamed about becoming a millionaire. Because when I was a little boy, there used to be a program on television called The Millionaire. How many of you remember that program, The Millionaire? John Beresford Tifton. Hi, my name is Michael Anthony. I have a check for $1 million to give it to families at random. Whenever that program would go off and somebody would come to the door, I would be the first one to run to the door. My mama said, "Where you going?" I said, "I thought that was a man with a check." She said, "Fool, if he had $1 million in Overtown, he'd get robbed before he get here." I don't know what your goals are. Let us say together, with power, feeling, and conviction, it's possible. Together, please. No, just say it's possible. He said it's possible together. No, just say it's possible. Say it's possible. Say it again. Yeah, see, ladies and gentlemen, I think that whatever you're doing, whatever you're venturing out on doing, whatever you want to achieve in life, and the people that you work with, one of the first things that you have to do as a coach is let them know that whatever they're seeking, what changes they're seeking in their lives, what is it that they want to have a breakthrough on, what it is they want to experience or accomplish. The only thing that can help get the coaching process going, and the only reason that you can get them to stay in this game called life and focus their energy and their time and their talents and their abilities, is because of your ability to convince them that it's possible that they can do it. And I think that that goes for us, that what we achieve, what we produce in life, is a reflection of what we subconsciously believe that we can achieve. So selling yourself on that every day, selling yourself on your ability to be a coach every day, selling yourself on the ability to help people to change their lives, especially when they have some major challenges, and as they tell you about what they're going through, you might have a conversation within yourself saying, "Why are you still living?" Because there's some people that's dealing with some heavy stuff. But the only way that you can speak with a power of conviction, the only way that you can go up against the stuff that's going to come up in your life. And why? What are you talking about, Les? See, we give a message out of our mess. When you decide that you want to change people's lives and help them to deal with and to cope with the circumstances that they find themselves in, life's going to take some shots at you to see whether or not you are the message that you bring. Life will test you. My goals have changed. This stage of my life is about reducing the number of women who die from breast cancer. My mother died of breast cancer 7 years ago. Changed my life. 5 years, 9 months ago, I was diagnosed with prostate cancer. My goals have changed. My goal is to reduce the number of men who die from prostate cancer. How many of you here over 40? Raise your hands, please. I encourage all men here to get your PSA test, if you haven't done it, and your digital rectal examination. One of the things I think doctors should never tell someone that they're terminally ill. What they should say is that my knowledge and ability to help you has terminated. Now you need to turn to a power greater than yourself to help you through this experience. And so I encourage men to get your prostate examination. My goal is to reduce the number of men who die from prostate cancer by encouraging them to go get their tests from the stage. I got my test after I heard about General Norman Schwarzkopf and Arnold Palmer, the golfer, and Sidney Poitier and Harry Belafonte. I was on the radio in New York 5 years ago. And so I decided to go to the doctor to wage a campaign to make men aware about how important the test was. The guy said, "Have you ever had the test?" I said, "No." He said, "You need to take it." And then he called me and said, "Hey, Mr. Brown, you might have saved your own life. You have prostate cancer." Changed my life. Never been sick, wasn't showing any symptoms. Changed my life. Had 238 radiation seed implants. Changed my life dramatically. And I'm here because of God's grace and mercy. At this stage of my life, it's about training and developing kids. My life has changed dramatically because of the relationships of people that coached me. Mr. Leroy Washington, my mentor, who I will be with this coming Tuesday in Miami, who now is 83 and just been diagnosed with prostate cancer. I'll be going with him on this coming Tuesday for his examination to look at the medical options. I'll never forget when I met Mr. Washington. I was in a special education class. He was a substitute instructor. He said, "Young man." I said, "Yes, sir." He said, "Go to the board and work this problem out for me." I said, "I can't do that, sir." And he said, "Why not?" I said, "Well, I'm not one of your students, sir. I'm supposed to be in here this afternoon." He said, "Look at me." I said, "Yes, sir." He said, "Go to the board and work the problem out anyhow." I said, "I can't do what you're asking me to do, sir." And he said, "Why not?" I said, "Sir, because I'm educable, mentally retarded." And as the class erupted in laughter, he came from behind his desk. He looked at me to record. He said, "Don't ever say that again. Someone's opinion of you does not have to become your reality." And that was a turning point in my life, Ron. On one hand, I was humiliated, but on the other hand, I was liberated. Because he looked at me with the eyes of Goethe, who said, "Look at a man the way that he is, it only becomes worse. But look at him as if he were what he could be, then he becomes what he should be." And so that became a coaching, mentoring relationship, because I was never mainstreamed. I was never one of his students. So I came after school, and he took the time to help coach me through a period to help me to begin to believe in myself at a time that I was struggling. I never knew what it was to have a father. Father's Day came around. I gave Mama a Father's Day card. My mother raised 7 children by herself without a man around. Mama had only a third-grade education, but she had a PhD in motherwit. So I really admired my mother's courage, her faith, her tenacity, her determination, and most of all, her commitment to us. And so every day I had to sell myself on the things that I wanted to accomplish, because I wanted to make something of myself. I wanted to make my mama proud. I used to have a talk show, and I would end it by saying, "This has been Mrs. Mamie Brown's baby boy." And I'll never forget the producer say, "Why do you do that? Why do you say that? No one does that." I said, "I don't care." I said, "My mama is everything to me. I wouldn't be here if my mama didn't love me." You know, I saw a sign once that said God took me out of my biological mother's womb and placed me in the heart of my adopted mother. And so I felt, after seeing my mother on her knees scrubbing floors on Miami Beach, cooking food for families, keeping their children, I said, if this woman getting up in the morning, legs swollen, we always knew when it was going to rain. She said, "Oh, Arthur's bothering me." I said, "Mama, who's Arthur?" She said, "Boy, you live long enough, you'll find out." She was talking about arthritis. And Mama would go to work, knees swollen, ankles swollen, iron clothes, cook, hurting, in pain, sick. Sometimes we didn't have enough food. She would make sure we ate, even if she couldn't eat. And I just admired her. And I said, the least I could do when I become a man is to take care of Mama. And that was the goal I had. And I had to convince myself that I can do it because of the fact that I had so many people telling me that I was a loser, that I'd never amount to anything. The people that you're going to be coaching live in a world where you're told more about your limitations rather than your potential. So it's not an easy thing to help people to believe that their dreams are possible. I want you to write this down. Why your work is important. Number one, you don't get in life what you want, you get in life what you are. Most people never achieve their goals in life because they don't know that they don't know and they think they know. Most people don't achieve their goals in life because of the fact they're suffering from mental malnutrition. And as a result of that, that creates an opportunity for you. What we achieve, what we produce in life is a direct result of our growth and development as a person. When you leave here as a result of the training and the ongoing training and coaching that you receive from GSI, you will never be the same again. You're going to grow by leaps and bounds. I remember I was speaking in Orlando, Florida, and one of my former classmates was there. He's working in the cafeteria. And he heard my voice coming over the PA system. At the end, he came out into the parking lot and said, "Leslie, I can't believe it's you." I said, "Hey, man, Jabbo, how's everything going?" He said, "Great." And then we talked for a little while, and as I was walking away, he said to the guy that he was working with, he said, "Man," he said, "I can't believe it's the same guy." And I want to go back to him and say, the guy that you once knew no longer lives here. Yeah, I might be the same physically. I know I look younger because of the fact that I use Clairol to cover my gray hair to help me retain. And I use waterproof mascara, too. Let the record show. A man has got to do what he's got to do. I'm real about this thing. I'm just going to tell it to you plain. You know, I'm not, you know, they say money change. You know it doesn't. I'm a person, when I ride in a limousine, I ride with the window down because I paid too much for that car for you not to know I'm in there. Oh, talk to me. So, oh, behave. Okay, I told them to give him a medication. They wouldn't listen. They'll listen next time. All right, now, so you don't get in life what you want, you get in life what you are. Here's something else, ladies and gentlemen, that's so very important for us to look at in the coaching process and helping people to change their lives. And part of what you're going to be coaching people to become. As you look at your dreams and look at the things that you want to achieve, not only must you believe that it's possible and that you sell yourself every day on that by reading, by listening to tapes, by meditating, by praying, and by raising the bar on yourself, by challenging yourself. Why is that important? Write this down. In order to do something you've never done, you've got to be someone you've never been. So the coaching program that you're engaged in with GSI, the curriculum, the certification, the master coach's curriculum, the whole course is designed to help you reinvent yourself. You'll be a different person leaving here than when you came in. You're going to be ahead of the game. You're going to be heads and shoulders above and beyond your colleagues in this industry. You're going to have a competitive edge that they don't have because they weren't here and didn't have the same level of commitment and did not have the same standards for their personal growth and development to serve the people that you have. Here's something else. Write this down. Hold yourself to high standards. When I decided to become a speaker, I looked around and I traced all of the different speakers, bought their tapes, bought their books. I developed a library. I studied them. I studied their work. I looked at the industry, just like you. I wanted to know, what is it that will set me apart? You got to ask yourself that. Hold yourself to high standards and ask yourself the question, what is it that sets you apart from everybody else? What will be different about you? What is unique about you? There's no saying, do not go where the path may lead, but go where there's no path and leave a trail. Write this down, reputation. When people are in a coaching relationship with you and they're around their family members and friends or their associates, what will the scuttlebutt be about you as a coach? What will your reputation be? Would you be a person that they know that's a person of integrity? Would it be that you are knowledgeable? Would it be that you're a person that's patient, that's compassionate, that's understanding, that's a good listener? Some coaches do more talking than they do listening. And they don't care, your customers and your clients, as the saying goes, they don't care how much you know until they know how much you care. So what will your reputation be as a coach in the industry, among your clients, among your customers? What is it about your personality that will keep them not only continuing their relationship with you, but will refer other people to you? What is it about you that will cause them, if they have a 3-month or a 6-month or 1-year contract with you, what is it that will make them come back to you and say, you know what, I need some more time with you? What is it that will make them extend their relationship with you? What is it about you that's going to be so different, so unique, that you've created such a need for yourself that they know that you are invaluable in their life, to their family, to their career, to the results that they want to produce in their life, to the goals that they want to reach, that they have envisioned for themselves? What is it that you're able to draw out of them that they didn't even know was in there, that you saw through your perception, through your commitment, through your listening, through your working with them, and exposed them to a part of themselves they didn't even know was lying dormant in them, to release what Elizabeth Browning called the imprisoned splendor? Repeat after me, please. Live full and die empty. If we had this meeting last year, my closest friend in all the world, Alexander Wims, we called him Boo. Boo would have been here with me today. He probably will be seated right there or right here, watching me, taking notes, giving me feedback, Ron, after my presentation. Boo and I met in the second grade. Sometimes, that 7 years ago, I had a nationally syndicated talk show that I was paid $7 million for in advance, which was the highest rated, fastest canceled talk show in the world. Well, at least I had one. If anybody had told me, anybody looking in on this lady who had a set of twins in an abandoned building on a floor while her husband was away in World War II. If anybody told me that my life would turn out like this, ladies and gentlemen, I would not believe it. Sometimes I pinch myself. I was in London 3 months ago with my oldest daughter. We spoke there for around 10,000 people. It was translated into 7 languages. And as we were walking down the corridor of this historic place where we were and saw the pictures of Sammy Davis Jr. and Frank Sinatra and Ella Fitzgerald and Les Brown and his band are renowned. And I said, wow. I said, baby, I said, your daddy's a long ways from Liberty City. She said, wow, Daddy, can you believe it? I said, sometimes, baby, I wonder if I'm dreaming, and if I am, I don't want to wake up. I'm having such a good time in this dream. I'm a happy camper. I'm really a very happy person. You know, I believe you should smile more often. I wanted to talk to Dr. Dyer about that. You know, even homely people look better when they smile. Watch this. Isn't that great? Smile at a homely person on your right or left around the table. Do it right quick. Now, if you looked over there and they already smiling, then you are the homely one. I just fled. I told him to give me my medication. Okay, I'm going to be good. All right, repeat after me, please. Leap and grow your wings on the way down. That's right. Write that down. Leap and grow your wings on the way down. See, a lot of people allow fear to stop them. Fear, as Zig says, false evidence appearing real. We want people to have faith. Write faith down. Faith, finding answers in the heart. Whenever there's a conflict between your mind and your heart, listen to your heart. My heart said, I can do that. I love to help people. I love to make people laugh. I love to make people feel good. My mind did something. And here's what I want you to do. Whatever goals that you have set for yourself, don't ask yourself how you're going to do it. How is none of your business. That's why the book of life says, lean not unto thine own understanding, in all thy ways acknowledge him, and he shall direct thy path. Leap and grow your wings on the way down. Walk by faith and not by sight. Repeat after me, please. Make your move before you're ready. Yeah, see, when there's a conflict between your mind and your heart, follow your heart. Why? The heart will ask, hey, I can do this. Will say, I can do this. The mind will ask, how? I tried to figure it out. It took me years to figure it out, and I still didn't figure it out. I couldn't figure it out. I can't tell you how and what I had to do in a practical, logical way to get from where I was to where I am right now. I don't know. I know some things I've done that will create some momentum for you, that will move you in the direction of your dreams, and then he'll open doors you did not see. Then things, once you make the commitment, write this down, make the commitment. The people you're talking to, tell them to commit themselves, and then figure out how. How can I tell you? How can I explain to you why this weekend, February 14th, I just got a call yesterday, am I right? Yesterday,
and some people want me to fly to Africa, going to pay me $50,000 for 2 hours to coach and to inspire and coach some cricket players. I don't know anything about crickets, but ask me, am I going? I'm going. You hear me? I'm telling you, you're in the right place at the right time with the right organization. You want to know, can you make some money in this? Let me tell you something. There's money up in here to be made. I'm flying in the end of February to Sweden with my youngest son, John Leslie. John Leslie earns $2,500 now. He's only 18 years old. He's a freshman at Pasadena Community College. I'm taking him with me to change how he views himself and views the world. And the reason I want him to go, when I speak internationally, I get $40,000 an hour for coaching when I speak internationally. And so I want him to see, I'm giving 2 speeches. Now, when he comes back and he gets out of Pasadena Community College, can nobody offer him a job? He will want to be an entrepreneur like his father. If I come in my office and there's a pink slip on my desk, it's because I left it there. Come on. Baby, oh, behave. Oh, my goodness. Oh, I love this stuff. I love the coaching business. Let me tell you something. When you can be involved in a business where you can help people to change their lives and make some money too, that's a good combination, let me tell you. Let me tell you something up in here. And that doesn't even involve the internet. And I still got my 8-track. I don't even work the internet. And making $10,000 a month accidentally. Haven't even figured it out, but it's got my attention. Because I'm tired of it taking my shoes off in the airport. I'm so tired of them. I thought they were going to ask to check my prostate after a while. You know, I'll be glad when they can check our prostate by looking in our ears. Got to be a better way. You know, Ricard, you know what I mean? I'm turning red as I talk about this, but you can't see it. I'm at this urologist convention. A friend of mine used to be a lineman for Ohio State University, 285 pounds. Hey, Les, let me give you free rectals. No, buddy, you too motivated. Okay, all right. I know y'all gonna say, Gary, where you got him from? Y'all went from Dr. Wade diet to cornbread. Okay, I'm gonna be good. I'm gonna be good. I promise. Please bring me back, Gary. Please, I'm gonna be good. Okay. All right. Okay, and I ain't even walked on the burnt coals. No telling what I do after I do that. But I'm gonna be the one with his shoes on. I don't believe in working God overtime for nothing.
All right, huh? All right, she passed this test. Did she pass the test? Oh, very good. She has a CD. I'm interviewing her called Finding Yourself, and she will have it out front. So make sure you help her launch her career. Repeat after me, please. Help somebody and help yourself, because what you give is what you get. Yes, so I encourage you to help her with a career by purchasing her first CD. And if you know anybody that needs a motivational speaker, I think she could measure up for the task. Give her another round of applause. I want to give you some other things right now. I want you to repeat after me, please. When things go wrong, don't go with them. Write that down. Be a disc jockey? I said, yes, sir. He said, I want you to spend time working on your mind, young man. Be ye not conformed to this world. Be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind. He said, I want you to work on your communication skills, because once you open your mouth, you tell the world who you are.
I want you to start working now, Mr. Brown, to develop the format that you're going to have, your personality, the kind of program you're going to have when you're on the air. I want you to listen to Paul Harvey. He's the world's greatest communicator. Always emulate people that are doing what it is you want to do. Remember, Mr. Brown, you got to be hungry. I said, Mr. Washington, I want to be a disc jockey, but I don't have a job yet. And he quoted Whitney Young. He said, it's better to be prepared for an opportunity and not have one than to have an opportunity and not be prepared. You got to be hungry, young man. So I said, I am hungry, sir. I'm hungry to take care of my mother. I'm hungry to make something of myself. And so he told me to start drilling and training and practicing every day, working on myself, visualizing myself, being behind the microphone, carrying myself and expecting through my preparation, through my development, through my being focused and on purpose, expecting to become a disc jockey and let everything in my being resonate with that kind of spirit and that kind of energy. And then pretty soon I went to apply for a job on Miami Beach with Milton Butterball Smith, the program director. Hello, Mr. Butterball. How are you, sir? My name is Les Brown, sir. I like to be a disc jockey. He said, do you have any journalism in your background? I said, no, sir, I don't. You have any experience in broadcasting? I said, no, sir, I don't. I said, but I'm good, sir. Let me audition for you, sir. Let me show you how good I am. I practice every day. He said, I'm sorry, I don't have any job for you. I was devastated. I went back and I told Mr. Washington. I said, Mr. Washington, they said no. He said, don't take it personally. Most people are so negative, they have to say no 7 times before they say yes. He said, make no you're a vitamin. You got to be hungry. Go back again. Yes, sir. Hello, Mr. Butterball. How are you, sir? My name is Les Brown, sir. I like to be a disc jockey. Young man, weren't you here yesterday? Yes, sir, I was. Didn't I tell you no yesterday? Yes, sir, you did. Then why are you back today? Well, sir, I didn't know whether or not somebody was laid off or somebody was fired, sir. He said, nobody was laid off or fired. Now get on out of here. I came back the next day. Hello, Mr. Butterball. How are you, sir? My name is Les Brown, sir. I like to be a disc jockey. He said, I know what your name is. Weren't you here the last 2 days? Yes, sir, I was. Didn't I tell you no the last 2 days? Yes, sir, you did. He said, then why are you back today? Well, sir, I didn't know whether or not someone got sick or someone died, sir. No one got sick or died. No one was laid off or fired. Now, don't you come back here again. I came back the next day talking loud, looking happy like I seen him for the first time. Hello, Mr. Butterball. How are you? He looked at me with rage. He says, go get me some coffee. I said, yes, sir. Scripture says the greatest among you will be your servant. You want to be successful in this millennium as a coach? Write this down. The people that will be successful will provide more service than they get paid for. You must be willing to do the things today others won't do in order to have the things tomorrow others won't have. You must provide more service than you get paid for. I looked at the speakers out here. I don't have their credentials. I still don't. I don't have the education they have. I don't have the staff they have. I train myself to speak extemporaneously. I train myself to read 2 to 3 books a week. I train myself to do research on the corporations and organizations. They don't pay me for that. I come in and I interview them. I read their material, and I custom design my presentation to fit the occasion. I could come up with a speech that's memorized just like everybody else and drop it all over the country. It'd be easy to do that, to just memorize and regurgitate something, but it's much more challenging to stand up here and create it on the spot. That sets me apart. Do not go where the path may lead, but go where there's no path and leave a trail, and they'll talk about you and pay you good money, too. Oh, if I'm hot, don't throw no water on me. Let me burn, let me burn, let me burn. Oh, I feel like coming out there giving all of you $1,000 a piece for watching me. Come on out here. And so at any rate, I went to WMBM radio station. Milton Butterball Smith was the program director. I started going to the station, volunteering around the station, going in the control room, watching the disc jockeys, worked their hands on the control board, expecting and knowing my time would come, memorizing their hand movements on the control board, going to get their lunch and their dinner. Sometimes you got to pay your dues, sacrifice before you reign. Pretty soon they trusted me to pick up entertainers that came in their big, long Cadillacs that came to town. I would drive them all over Miami Beach. Entertainers like Diana Ross and the Supremes, the Four Tops and the Temptations. I didn't have any driver's license, but I was driving like I had some. Then one day, I was at the radio station, and a disc jockey by the name of Rockin' Roger was drinking while he was on the air. It was a Saturday afternoon, and I was the only one there. Rock was drinking so much he began to slur his words. It was obvious he could not complete his show. He was about to fall off his chair, and there I was looking at him through the control room window, walking back and forth, young, ready, and hungry. I was saying, drink, Rock, drink. Drink, Rock. I'd have gone to get him some more if he'd asked me to. Then pretty soon, the phone rang. It was the general manager, and I answered the phone. I said, hello? He said, young boy, this is Mr. Klein. I said, I know. He said, Rock can't finish his program. I said, I know. He said, would you call one of the other DJs in? I said, yes, sir. I hung the phone up. I said, now he must think I'm crazy. I called my mom and my girlfriend, Cassandra. I said, y'all come out on the front porch and turn up the radio. I'm about to come on the air. I waited for about 20 minutes, and I called him back. I said, Mr. Klein, I can't find nobody. He said, young boy, you know how to work the controls? I said, yes, sir. He said, go on there and segue the records, but don't say nothing here. I said, yes, sir. I couldn't wait to get old Rock out of the way. I put on a fast record. I said, look out, this is me, LB Triple P, Les Brown, your platter playing papa. There were none before me, and there will be none after me. Therefore, that makes me the one and only. Young and single, love to mingle, certified, bona fide, dutifully qualified to bring you satisfaction and a whole lot of action. Look out, baby, I'm your love man. I was hungry. Shake someone's hand on your right and left around the table and say, you got to be hungry. You got to be hungry. And so the people that are going to make the GSI system work and use the training and the coaching and the manual and all the tools and materials to help coach people through the challenges of life, to help them to get unstuck and to walk into their power and their greatness, are hungry. And that's who you are. That's why you showed up. That's why you joined. That's why you invested your money. That's why you're here. You're different. You're uncommon. One great American said, I choose not to be common. I choose not to be a common man. It's my right to be uncommon if I can. I seek opportunity, not security. I do not wish to be a kept citizen, humbled and dulled by having the state look after me. I want to take the calculated risk, to dream and to build, to fail and to succeed. I refuse to live from hand to mouth. I prefer the challenges of life to the guaranteed existence, the thrill of fulfillment to the stale calm of utopia. I will never cower before a master nor bend to any threat. It's my heritage to stand erect, proud and unafraid, to face the world boldly and say, this I have done. That's what it means to be a part of GSI. An uncommon desire to control your future, to make an impact with your life, to live a life of contribution, and make a difference on the planet. Give yourselves a round of applause. So I'd like to leave this with you. I'd like to thank Gary for giving Denise and I the opportunity to address you. And I say that you have greatness within you. For those of you that like to get our material, you can get it on our website, lesbrown.com. And you tell them you're from GSI, you get a 30% discount on anything that you purchase. I'd like to leave this with you that I'm known for, that my mother used to love to hear me say before she passed. And I dedicate this to you. I encourage you to give Denise another round of applause for her presentation. Thank you, Denise. You've done yourself proud, young lady. Very good. I encourage you to get her CD that we're doing together. You know, I want to help and develop other speakers before I get one foot on the banana peel and the other one in the graveyard. So it's about leaving a legacy, and that's what Gary's about, leaving a legacy. I'd like to dedicate this to you. As coaches, as master coaches, when you leave here, who hold yourselves to high standards, who care enough about yourself and your profession and your clients and your customers to expose yourself to the very best state-of-the-art training that you receive from Gary Sharkey. I'd like to leave this with you. And it says simply this: if you want a thing bad enough to go out and fight for it, to work day and night for it, to give up your time, your peace, and your sleep for it, if all that you dream and scheme is about it, and life seems useless and worthless without it, and if you gladly sweat for it and fret for it and plan for it, and lose all your terror of the opposition for it, and if you simply go after that thing that you want with all of your capacity, strength and sagacity, faith, hope, and confidence, and stern pertinacity, if neither cold poverty, famish, or gall, sickness or pain of body and brain can keep you away from the thing that you want, if dogged and grim you besiege and beset it, with the help of God you'll get it. This has been Mrs. Mamie Brown's baby boy, Denise Young, and GSI Pride and Joy. God bless you and God bless America. Thank you so much.